So the story goes like this. A small body form factor with an even smaller lens size and pretty wide f1.8 aperture with a 25mm focal range in APS-C, and that's around 37.5mm in full frame. Does it deserve some little dope BTS or nah? Just a little. Just a little. Just a little. Last week I got this lens just for testing and I wasn't actually planning a review of it, but I went out with it and gave it a shot. I wanted to understand what can I achieve with this small body form factor with the Sony A6400 and also if I mount it on my gimbal. And please don't forget to check out my links in the description, you can get some really great insights about my camera lens reviews. Let's get to the unboxing and what's inside the box. And actually there is not so much inside the box. An OM box, same mirrorless with the lens design saying NAX or E-mount system, and inside you will find just an OEM lens pouch, nothing else. So this is what you get, a small, tiny lens. The lens is built around 5 elements in 3 groups, with aperture range from f1.8 to f16. It has 12 diagram blades in full metal body design. The weight is only 195 grams, making it a perfect tiny street photography setup with the 6400. The filtered thread size is a small 43mm, and for my test I use a high shutter speed, and actually I just placed a bigger ND filter in front of it. I don't have so small ND filters in my collection. This is a completely manual lens with the focus ring going out while focusing. The focus ring is smooth and just the right amount of friction that you need for this kind of lens. The aperture ring is also smooth. There is no lens sunshade included and I don't think it was even supposed to be one. If you're using this lens on a gimbal with a follow focus system, you could get some really smooth focus pulls. Note that the lens gears will be almost wider than the focus ring. Once you tighten it, there will be no problems using it in this mode. Let's go analyze the photos from this lens from my great eye vision. You can get some decent amount of blur behind any object, even if it's an 1.8 on an APS-C body. Being a manual lens will give you a harder time nailing almost a perfect focus, and I would always recommend peaking to high with focus magnification on your Sony. Even then I was able to miss focus. The sharpness in the center and corners. There are a bunch of tech guys in the YouTube world that do that. I will just zoom in the photos and let you decide. From my perspective, I find it pretty sharp in the center and even wide open at f1.8. Remember, it's an $68 lens. Don't expect the sharpness of the Zeiss 55 that I'm filming right now. Direct light hits will give you reasonable lens flares or weird lens flares, depending on the reflection. It's the character of the lens. I was shooting all the way from f2 to f11, depending on the shots. I noticed that in every shot edited or not edited, there is a slight vignetting visible on the corners. Take note about that. The blur renders quite okay for this amount of money. This lens is perfect for these things. You can save money and don't go out for dinner and get this lens instead. You are just starting out in video work and you want a smooth focus pull and learn the basics. You don't need autofocus for whatever reason. You are just a hobbyist and you spent all your money for your camera and you didn't think about the lens. This lens could get you started. Your wife says no even if you're just thinking on getting an expensive lens. Or you need a lightweight lens for your gimbal. Okay, so there are so many reasons to get this lens or to not get this lens. This could be actually your backup lens to your true 35mm autofocus lens. It could always sit in your backpack, it's so tiny. And it's only $68. Link in bio if you want to check it up. Thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe with the bell ring icon to get notified every time I make a new video, and see you on my next one.